Two Islam teachers are killed after a grenade was thrown into a mosque in the Philippines. A grenade was thrown into a mosque in the southern Philippines where Muslim teachers were sleeping. Two of them were killed and four others were injured. The victims were from Basilan and other nearby provinces who were at the mosque to teach Islam to children. It was the second explosion at a religious site in the southern Philippines, the first one being the bombing of a Catholic cathedral. They have two suspects and one eyewitness, and they don't believe that this attack was associated with the previous attack at the Catholic cathedral a few days prior.
Can you give context to that previous? Like recently, there was also a bombing of a Catholic church by ISIS in Philippines.
Yes. They believe that one was associated with ISIS, as ISIS has taken credit for it, and it was not anything like this one. This was just a grenade attack. It was thrown in through the window Wednesday. It was dark, and they weren't even from that area. They were traveling Islamic teachers that were sleeping and were killed.
Are they saying they know that it was not associated with that, or are they saying that they're not sure if it was associated with that?
They're saying that they have no reason to believe that it's
associated. So they don't know. It might. So if when they
it very well can be, but there is no evidence that it is.
Yeah. Okay. So they're not saying it's not. They're just saying that there's no evidence that it is. So it could be.
They're agnostic.
Right. So. Do they have any reasons for, like, do they know anything about who was behind this?
They have two suspects and one eyewitness. So there's one person who saw it happen, and then they have two suspects that they believe were associated with the attack that actually took part in it.
And what do they know about motivations and stuff?
We don't know anything about motives yet.
I'm gonna lose my shit if I see the top comments are endorsing this.
They don't believe that it was there was speculation that it might be retaliation from the Catholic cathedral bombing, maybe some Christians retaliating for that, but there's no evidence to suggest that.
So the speculation is that given that the ISIS members in Philippines bombed the Catholic church, the speculation is that this might be Christians retaliating against Muslims, but that's pure speculations. We have no idea.
Correct.
But Jim, I haven't scrolled down yet in the comment section of the Facebook post. Do you think that there's, like last week, we're going to have some people saying that this is good that they're killing Muslims?
Oh, sure. I mean, especially the fact that they're there to teach children Islam. I think there will likely be a lot of people okay with this.
Oh my God! I hope not. Let's see. Okay, let's see the top comment. What's the top comment? Okay, so the top comment. Berlin is saying, I'm from the Philippines and it's disturbing to see many haha reactions here. Tell me haha people, how is it this funny? I love to laugh too. Okay, so the top comment, whoa, you're right. Okay, so the top comment is not endorsing this, but the top comment is pointing to the fact that the top reaction to this is a Facebook haha reaction. So the top, shit, that's fucking crazy. So we got 396 laugh reactions, and the second top reaction to this was 377 crying emoji. So pretty close, but the fact is that this laughing reaction is the top one. That's fucking crazy. Again, this is on Atheist Republic's Facebook page. We have to point out that our community has some problems. Huge problems. Like, we shouldn't shy away from some disgusting views within our own community. We have to point it out and we have to call it out. Go.
Yeah, I want to touch on that too, because lately I've seen a lot of people who are concerned with some of the things that we talk about, worrying that maybe we are endorsing these things. And no, we are in no way endorsing these things. I just want to point out to everybody that we are simply shining a light on this and trying to educate our own community, because it's very obvious that there are many within our community that are uneducated about this and lack empathy and lack these sociological skills that, I mean, you have to remember, we are such a large community and the only thing that we have in common is our atheism. So, I mean, by talking about things like this, we can educate our community.
The second top comment, which should have been the first one because it has both more comments and more reactions. I don't know why Facebook puts the other one out. So Kate is saying, can we just agree that this was a test post, and anyone who laughed at this be killed from the group? I don't know this word.
Cold.
Cold, okay.
Yeah, like removed
from the group. Okay. If someone laughs at a tragedy like this, they are either trolls or devoid of compassion and need to learn how to function in society before being allowed to interact with others again. Kate, I don't agree with removing them from the group for two reasons. First of all, because like you see right now, we can show how big of a problem it is within our own community. If we remove people like this from the group, it's going to be very hard to convince people that we have such a big problem. And also, we can't just give up on people and just remove them from these groups. We need to try and change people. We need to try and show that there are other ways of, you could be against Islam. And it seems pretty obvious, but I guess it has to be said. You can be against Islam and not endorse killing Muslims. Like, fucking hell. Right. Come on.
Well, and the reason most of these fringe communities, these fringe beliefs come into power and into the light is because they are rejected from other groups and they build their own echo chambers. So by kicking these people out, all we're doing is just that they'll just seek it elsewhere and they'll build their own communities with these bad beliefs, and it'll just build amongst themselves, and that's not good.
You're not going to convince people that or change anything by removing people from the group. They need to be around for two reasons. First, even if a small percentage of them change, even like one of them changes because they stuck around, that's a win. And I can tell you, a lot of them have changed. I have noticed people that change their views on this. And for the people that are already compassionate, I notice a lot of people in the atheist community that are compassionate. There's still this myth that all atheists are better, or they're all compassionate, or they're all intelligent, and they need to see that it's important for our community not to become very tribal. And I think showing this to them, it helps us, fight that myth.
Right, yeah. Atheists are not immune to bad ideas.
Exactly. Just because you figure that religion is bullshit, that doesn't mean that you don't have other bullshit views. Eric is saying, I'm an atheist. So Eric's comment got 421 reactions and 24 replies, and it's not the top comment. What the hell? What the fuck, Facebook? Eric is saying, I'm an atheist, but it's disturbing that people here would laugh at this. There is nothing about atheism that requires one to be awful. Yes and no, Eric, because it's also, atheism doesn't also require you to be kind. We need more than atheism. Atheism is just a rejection of one bad idea, but there are other bad ideas that we need to reject as well. I don't think this one is funny, actually. Elizabeth, good. Anything in the YouTube? Okay. Vibrance is saying the smiles I posted had nothing to do with this article. Yeah, good. Thank you for saying that, Vibrant. Well, we weren't referring to your smiles. Did you post any smiles? Yeah, okay. No, we weren't referring to you. We were referring to the reactions to the Facebook post that we made. Let me see if anybody mentioned Atheist Republic in the Facebook live chat. Okay, yeah. Grant is saying, I think the Philippines is a huge harbor of shitty religious belief. It's sad. Such an amazing place. Okay, yep. Atheism should include humanism also. Atheism shouldn't. It's not atheism that should include humanism. It's everything that should include humanism. Atheism, you don't need to redefine atheism. Atheism is not meant to be an all-encompassing solution to everything. Atheism is just a rejection of one bad idea. But that doesn't mean atheism is enough, right? Atheism is good because it's a rejection of one bad idea and it should be rejected. But we need more than that. We need humanism, but you don't need, just because we need humanism, that doesn't mean that you need to define humanism into the definition of atheism for us to be humanists. Brian is saying perhaps the Atheist Republic should consider a name change to Skeptic Republic. No, because because we think that the main goal of Atheist Republic is to provide protection and community for atheists, and that includes atheists we disagree with. Like if somebody is an atheist and is different atheist communities have different goals, and they don't all have to have the same goal. Atheist Republic is trying to provide a community for all atheists, even the ones that we don't really like. We think like if you're a racist atheist, for example, we don't like you and we disagree with you, but if somebody discriminates against you because you're an atheist, we want to be there for you, even if you're a racist atheist, even if you're an atheist that we don't like. We think that we need to protect atheists whenever they're being discriminated against.
Yeah, whenever you're trying to defend and advocate for an oppressed minority, you don't get there by rejecting members based on opposition of beliefs that have nothing to do with what you're trying to normalize.
Atheists are under attack in many places. If they were Christians, their voices would be heard. If they were Jews, their voices would be heard. If they were Muslims, their voices would be heard. But they are atheists, and not many seem to be listening. Let's make it difficult for them to ignore us. We have built a global community, and now we are tearing down geographic, cultural, and language barriers so we can find each other and support each other. In the last decade, we have built the largest atheist community in the world. Now we're doing the same in other languages. With your help, we have started Atheist Republic in Persian and Arabic.
انضميت مؤخراً لأسرة Atheist Republic وحيصير عندي بودكاست باللغة العربية.
As we grow, we can dedicate more time, staff, and resources to start doing the same in Spanish, Portuguese, Malay, Bengali, Urdu, Hindi, and other languages. We are providing community, support, informative content, and amplifying the voices of those who need protection, especially in countries where people feel isolated simply for their lack of belief. We want to be there for them, and we are only getting started. Help us get there. Check in the description for ways you can support our projects.